Hi everyone. So in behind me here, there's a couple of 6x6 posts that the electricians and I set the other day. And you can see there's an electrical conduit coming up out of the ground. So I need to build some kind of structure there so that or the electricians could set their electrical panel on it, and it's going to have some kind of roof on it. So that's what we're working on today. So in order to start framing up that post out there, or that post, I've cut this 2x6 at 36.5 inches, which is the distance in between the two posts. And then I'm going to fasten these boards on either side. So I'll have a post here, and then this is going to form the top. And I'm going to center this in between these two. So that's the idea for that. I'll show you, once I have it assembled up there, what it's going to look like. I thought if I could build as much as I could on the ground and then take it over and assemble it, that would be better, instead of trying to measure and cut and fit everything up in the air. I've pre-drilled some holes in here. Okay, here's the top piece for the structure. So there's going to be a post here, and this board is going to maintain the distance. And then this is partially decorative, this section, but it's also going to, I think, have the rafters come up to the top in order to support the roof. Now you probably can't see that, but I have a 4-foot level sitting on top of the two posts, and it is out just a little bit, which I think is amazing, since it's only out maybe like quarter, half inch. But with the piece that we're going to put up there, we're going to be able to make a proper adjustment for that. I'm finding that trying to install this with the 6x6 posts is kind of tight. So I'm going to loosen up the screws just to give it a little bit of play, so I don't have to struggle with it so much when I have it up there. And then I'll tighten up the screws once it's in place. A lot of walking back and forth. So now that I have that block in place, I can go ahead and fasten it, but the one side's a little bit low, so I'm going to set the level on top, lift the one side up, and then fasten it in place. And then we can build from there. The top is in place now. It's secure, and the top piece is nice and level. So now I'm going to build a gable roof up to that. That is also going to serve as like the ridge. So yeah, now I'm going to work on building off the two posts out to form a gable on either end. And we'll see how that goes. I have the cross member in now on the one side, and I've got like a template rafter put in. I'm kind of thinking how I'm going to piece the rest of it together, but I think it's coming along. One of the main problems I have right now is I have a shortage of screws, so I gotta be careful because I want to kind of get it all together, but like I'm running out of screws, and then I'm gonna have to go back unless I take screws out of some other project. I should have went to the hardware. I should have grabbed them. I had the screws in my hand when I was at the hardware store, and I thought, no, I got lots. I've got some blocking cut that I'm going to put just below the ridge board on the post, and that's going to help secure the ridge board. I know I'm overbuilding this, but part of it's like aesthetics and that too. I think I'd like it to kind of look interesting. You can see now I have the rafters cut and put in place. They ended up being about 26 inches. But what I did was I made a template. This is the template. And the angle where the rafter meets the ridge board ended up being about 30 degrees. And then I repeated that angle here. And then I just did a little undercut, which was 60 degrees. That's what I set it on the miter saw. So that angle there will tie back into where the angle is on the horizontal brace. Yeah, so next I'm going to start working on the actual board that the electrical panel has to be fastened on. And what I'm planning on doing for that is to rip a couple of 2x6s and then fasten them on the inside of the 6x6 posts. And then I'm going to board it all in with a bunch of cedar board that I have because I've got a lot of it. So yeah, I'll be filming that as I go. I have the 2x2 spruce cut, and they're fastened to the inside of the 6x6s. So now I can cut these cedar boards that I have to the width in between, and then I'm going to fasten them all the way up. I think that'll look pretty nice. Hi everyone. So I've got a bunch of these boards prepped now. These are cedar. I've pre-drilled and I'm going to go over to the structure there that we've been working on and put these in so that the electricians have a place to fasten the panel, and then they can attach that black wire that's coming up out of the ground. So I'll show you that when it's done. The boards are up now. Next I'm going to cut some 2x6s to lay across the rafters, and then tomorrow I'm going to go get some galvanized sheathing, and that's going to go on top of those 2x6s. And then the electricians can come and put their panel up and get the electricity hooked up, and then we'll be moving on to another project. The roof is all framed in now. Tomorrow I'm going to go get some galvanized sheathing and sheet the roof. And then if there's any other little details or anything, I'll take care of it at that time. But what I'll do is I'll do a little tour of the project. I'll add that to the video at the very end. Okay. Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be putting the roof sheathing on. I've got a couple of pieces cut and they're laying against the post. So I'm going to go up the ladder and place them and get them centered. And yeah, we'll go from there. I think it's going to take me a little while to get them adjusted and fastened in place, but I'll show you up close what I did once I have them in place. Right now, I just have those pieces clamped up there on the ends. I cut those sheets 2 at a time, and I cut them 30 inches long. They're 3 feet wide, so that's how wide that roof is. It's 6 feet. So that covers it just right. So now I'm going to, I have some roof screws that I'm going to fasten that down with, and then I'll do the other side, and then we're going to install the ridge cap for the top. I'm going to cut this sheathing here at 30 inches. I've already got it marked. I've got my grinder set up, and I have a metal cutting disc set up on the grinder. It's called a zip disc, but anyways, it's very useful for cutting this material. And after that, I'm going to take those sheets over and install them up on the roof. But I think I might pre-drill everything first before I do that, so I don't have to pre-drill all the holes up there and mark them out. I'll do it down here, and then I can bring it up and just line it up and put the holes in. But first I'm going to start my generator, and then we'll cut this. I'm pre-drilling all the holes, so when I take the sheets up there, I don't have to measure and fumble about. It's a lot easier doing things on the ground and then doing them up there. But these are the screws I'm using. It uses a 1/4-inch socket, and it has like a rubber gasket on there, so when it gets fastened, the rubber gasket spreads out and seals up the hole. These work great. This is the ridge cap. It's about 10 inches wide, and it's 10 feet long. The span of that is only 6 feet. I was thinking of cutting this to 6 feet, but I think what I'm going to do is cut it in half and then just overlap it. I think that would be the best. I was thinking about cutting this with my miter saw, but that might be a little bit too dangerous. I could do it, but if one of the teeth ever got caught on here, it would just rip it really bad. So I think I'm gonna just mark it and cut it with the grinder again. It's not bad. So the cut didn't turn out too bad. I think I have a pair of right and left snips. I think I'm just gonna nip the corners off and take off a couple of these burrs that were left on there. And then I'm gonna take this up and install it. I gotta say, it's looking pretty good so far. I'm happy with the way it's turning out. So there's a green one and a red one. The green one is left, if I remember correctly, and the red one is right. So I'm just taking the corners off, give it a nice little 45 there. Not measuring, I'm just eyeing it up. So I can pause that. Taking these up now to install them on the ridge, and I'll show you that once I have them up. So here's the structure that I built. There's the cable that's coming. The panels are going to be, the electrical panels are going to be mounted there. And on the front, I think that turned out really nice. It's one of my old signs I put up. So once I have power on the property, I can set up my CNC machines and get making some signs.